This spindle doesn't advance well. It's real tight. I assume it's just gum inside the head here. Just, you know, I know that this got used a lot, and then for the last 20 years didn't get used much at all. Well, at least I don't know. That's what I believe. So, you know, going through and cleaning up some stuff. Got a, you know, a little bit of hardened grime on all of these surfaces, which, you know, are hand surfaces. They should be smooth. So, I'm going to do a little, I don't know if this is a good thing or not. It's just going to happen that way. But this is going to get a little bit of steel wooling. And I assume that that same kind of thing is going to happen around the shaft. The shaft's got some obvious pecker marks here, and here at the end where it's seen very little wear, because it doesn't come out this far very often. And I've got some, just doesn't feel smooth, less than smooth. So a little cleanup, you know, a little bit of cleanup. I don't think it's anything serious. Here's a little heads up. Uncle Dave does not know what that hole's for. Anyway, there's some oil holes here, but I don't think they're clear. And this turns, but not well. I have to say I'm a little surprised there isn't a handle on it. And I may want to replace this shaft with this handle on this shaft with one that's got a handle on it, because I think I'm going to want to drill a little bit. But anyway, in the meantime, I got to get this off, get this threaded rod out, release the spindle. I think it may come out now. I hadn't really thought that through, but no, it's not coming out now. I don't feel a pin on it. I don't feel a pin. It must somehow be captured on this rod still. Anyway, I think I'm going to try the shock technique. Well, it'll be a shock to me anyway. That didn't exactly seem to work. Okay. I mean, it's just threaded on. Could be threaded and peened. Looks like it's got a center point in it. When this was made, it was probably turned between centers. Today we'd turn it with a chuck. Let me see if I can come up with something to hold this so that I can whack this a little bit. There's a dent right there where this would be drilled, little raised portion where this would be drilled for a handle. I think I'm going to see about getting a handle. I've got a machinist buddy that can maybe arrange a handle for me. Pretty good. Alright, let's get this clamped somehow. Not broken, just clamped, so I can get that nut off. Bring it back. Alright, so get a clamp on here. It's kind of caught. It's a little springy, but alright, that's working. That's working. It's still moving. Oh, look at that. That's a good sign, I think. You know, just trying to figure this all out. shaft is turning. There it is. And a small woodruff key. Very good. Very good. And a little bit of silver paint. Things go right, this will all get painted, you know, a new color. Cool. Some steel wool and some degreaser. Just do a little quick cleaning. Now that I've got this off, I don't know what I'm going to discover. Problem being, I mean, I shouldn't be doing this, right? There should be somebody much more qualified than me. Yeah. All right. Okay. There's a hole in the bottom of this. I wonder what that's for. A wrench? A spanner. That's what that's for. Alright. Well, that's good because I can even see it. I don't have a spanner. Cool. I'll have to come up with something first. Okay, get a spanner. That's next. This is an adventure. Well, all right. Now, that's loose. So I decided, you know, that I want to clean this. I'm never going to do it again. To actually get in to clean it, I need to break it down. I believe there's some burrs on it. Aren't terribly important, but you know, I can get rid of them. That'd be fine. So I'm going to break this down, get some paint on it. Everything will be good. And I got to get the screws out of that one. I don't know what I'm doing, so I've taken a bunch of photographs. You know, maybe enough. How do I know? Got that. All right, I think these are identical, so it won't much matter which is right, which is left. They appear to be identical to me. Anyway, so little bits. This is sticking a little. This is wicked greasy. That'll come out. This doesn't need anything more than just being cleaned, which is fine. This is a contraption that holds the drywall and the motor above the machine, all keyed onto this 1.5 inch square shaft. At least it looks like 1.5 inch square shaft. I can actually answer that question. What size is that, Dave? 1.5 inches. And they've got it bolted in. Those bolts I can't get at yet. These little gems look to be identical, which makes sense. All right, I'm going to flip this over. I think. There's just all these seams in it that just going to be a lot easier to clean and paint. There's some flash from the casting. The insides of these are kind of rough. I'm not that concerned, but I can clean up a little bit of it. Small improvements, that's the important thing. Okay, so I'm going to get these off. Funny little, you know, well, castings with milled slots in them, quickly milled, and then just this square bar that fits into those slots and takes care of its own bracing. The castings are pretty heavy where they notch onto the bar. Ooh, all right. So let me go. That's it. Huh. That's oh, I was going to say it almost feels like it was tapped. But what it was cranked in, and it has scarred the shaft. Okay, I'm going to have to tap it out. Tap, tap, tap. I think maybe get something on my hands. This is, yeah, filthy. Anyway, greasy. Be fine. So there's no point painting the steel rod shaft or these rods. But the cast iron could look better. Like I said, I'm going to get a tool and get inside on the drill and clean that flash out a little bit where the core was. Should be fun. You can imagine I've never done anything even remotely like this before, so it's all kind of an adventure for me. It's nice. All right, I'll have to do a little filing on that one. It'll be great. It'll be great. Looking forward to it. I think I'll do it right now. I don't do metal very often, so all I've got for fine files is files for saws, which I'm going to guess is going to work just fine. Seems to be a little bit of a drag to it. That. That's good. Cool. It didn't take much. A little bit there. Because I'm a carpenter, I'm going to go over this with sandpaper afterward. There you have that. All right, a little sandpaper. Use sandpaper, because, you know, fit down. Good. All right. Next. Get this off. I'll have to get a bucket, throw these in to degrease them, because they're a little slimy. These plates are probably all the same because these holes are, you know, drilled, not cast. Good. Yee. Grimy. Don't think I'll paint these plates. I think they'll stay like this. I might touch them up a little, clean them, sand them a little bit. They've got some burrs on them. Not that that matters much. Really just want to paint the cast iron. It's really all I want to do. Okay, let's remove that. Wow. Being a wood butcher, it's a bit of a lesson, I guess, how lucky I've got it. My stuff's light. This stuff's heavy. Wicked. All right, this is going to go real well. I assume all the oil and residue is from the motor and the transmission leaking, you know, because they do. I have no idea what the old motor, this motor I believe is new to the machine in the last 20 years. So previous to this there was another motor. Long ago there was a drive line shaft.
Ethan Current.
All right, be right with you. Hey Ethan. Well. Get a scabby piece of plywood here to do some of this on, because it just, you know, there's a limit. There you go. And there's a limit to how screwed up I want this bench to get. All right. A little dinged up, little love marks on it. I keep seeing things that look a little bit like writing or, you know, lettering, but I'm kidding myself. Just little pepper marks. All right. Good. I'd say that's about it. Doesn't need much more than that. If it, well, it didn't need that, but I wanted to do it. All right. Wow, geez, metal's heavy. Stuff I didn't know. All right, set this aside. Now move on to the next one. I've got this rod. So it has this had 2 grub screws into it. And it got the old grub screw scar. On the other hand, that's good because I know where the grub screws go, right? Pretty clever. Good. Good. That's about it. Good. All right. Yes, I broke the spray head off the bottle of degreaser, and I can't seem to get the broken stub out. So I've been using it as a fountain. It's fine. I just can't see throwing away a whole jug of degreaser. It was self-inflicted, but still. All right, that's clean, degreased anyway. Set that aside. We're cranking right through these parts. The rest of this stuff, I think I'm just going to get a little bucket and throw it all in the bucket and throw some paint thinner in, because that's really all that's required. This is just get a little bit of this superficial stuff off. Be fine. We'll do that. And then we'll get back to cleaning cast iron parts roughly, and then do some grinding. So I'm with the old sandpaper out, and I'm sanding this piece right here. Just, you know, I'm going to use get something ready, get it cleaned. As soon as the cleaner, as soon as all the cleaners are dry, and shoot a coat of primer on it, then wait and get everything finish coated together. This is, I don't have an awful lot of the finished paint, so I'm trying to make do at the moment until the rest of the paint shows up. So I'll get the important parts, I think. So I'm sanding, just because there's casting, right, there's high spots. And the high spots, if there's any abrasion or anything that's going to happen, the high spots will get hit first. So if I knock them down, it might make the paint film last a teeny bit longer. That's the thought. This stuff, whatever this stuff was, it's great. It's not perfect. It's not maroon. I mean, it's nice. They did a good job with it. It's not that they didn't paint it well. All right, so that's about it. That's all I'm expecting to get done with this thing. Just clean enough to get another coat of paint on. All right. So I've got some brake cleaner. I'm under the impression that brake cleaner is my next best thing, which is mostly acetone, I'm guessing. But cleaned all the grime off, knocked all the high spots off, spray all the brake cleaner on, and then hit it with some primer. That's what I know. denominations. All right. All right. I've said it right a couple of times, I'm sure. Let me clean my hands. Mineral spirits. Bolts. Okay. I could use mineral spirits on this. I don't have a tub big enough, or I don't want to put that much in a tub to make it work. And it takes a long time to dry. And I mean, the truth is, I don't know what's in the mineral spirits anymore. If there's any oils in it at all, and they're not compatible with the spray paint, you know, then where am I going? So this is simpler, I think. Do it over a trash can, spray this down, and then come back and wipe it off. See you in a minute. All right, so this will probably happen in two different, shoot one side and then shoot the other one. A little bit later, I'd move it to one side or something. Anyway. Everyone's born thinking that they know how to spray paint. It's a beautiful thing. Good enough. Good enough. That's all I'm looking for. Let that dry. It won't take long. Flip it over, do the other side. Be great. In the meantime, move this along and get going on one of the other pieces. Cool. Set this right here. Cool. So we're going through the typical arc where you start out without knowing a thing what you're doing, and then slowly feel comfortable enough to declare yourself an expert, and then decide that you can make improvements on the thing. Oh, anyway, I'm going to do a little bit of hard sanding. There's some spots I know I can improve them, and I'm going to. Not going to touch any working surfaces. I'm not going to change any holes. I'm just going to clean it up. This is really just cosmetic for me. That's it. I'm done. It's good. Little brake cleaner. Strip these things down. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. That's what we are. That's great. All right. These are the pieces that matter the least, but this is where we are. So I'll clean these and then start working on the big brackets, which I'm gonna need a die grinder to get inside to get some of the flash in the cores. I might have one, something like that, a bit from one anyway. All right, see you in a bit. Yeah. So, grime. Oh yeah, that was great. Really good. Getting down to the paint. Man, this isn't as grimy as some, but it's grimy. Tried the little stone wheel on a drill to get at some of the flash inside the core. It worked really, really well. You know, for what I wanted. I didn't want much. Wow. Rough casting just eats steel wool. But I'm going to sand it after it anyway. So it'll be smooth-ish. Smoother than I need. It's great. You know, at least, you know, I can feel productive, right? I mean, the reality is, I don't know how to do any turning. But I figure, what a better way to learn than have a lathe, right? All right, well that's the first try at this. I think I'll clean myself, spray this down, and call it a day. Get to the other one tomorrow. Get all of these things primed. That'll be nice. And then start on the transmission. Transmission will be fun, I think. It's just more stuff. But the transmission's odd. We don't have transmissions like that anymore. Only did for a little while. Let me clean this off. We'll get to the next one.